Joiners, what you're about to hear is probably going to be the most insanely idiotic thing you will ever hear. At no point in this podcast will there be anything close to what could be considered a rational thought. Everyone listening will be dumber for hearing it. You will receive no reviews, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Good morning, my brothers and sisters, on this episode number 168. Thank you so much for joining us on this a fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night as we continue discussing the game of life amidst the other games we love to watch and to play. I am one of your four hosts, the Brazilian Mountaineer and Platinum-killing Spartan, Lucas Ham Swisher. Also with me, the judge of the jury and executioner of fake news and Long John Silver's, Patrick Novacell.
You kind of went up a little octave there at the beginning there.
I did. I got a little higher.
Good. Up tonight.
What? Good. What? On his left and my right, the volleyballing beast of the east, who can make you laugh in 3 words or less or your money back. Ronnie Johannes.
Sir, he could do like every voice.
That was like off-brand Mickey.
Now do Marc, but in Kermit.
And last but certainly not least, the final member of our GMG quadfecta, who's got music in his heart, Pokemon plops on his brain, and La Carreta in his old stomacho, the candy corn king himself, Marc Boucher.
Why are there so many voices you're doing? And why won't you ever stop?
We have 2 Kermits. Oh, wow.
Hi-ho there, myself. How are you today?
I'm the OG.
Listeners, how are you going to tell the difference between who's who?
We really need that gif with Spider-Man pointing at himself, except it's Kermit.
Except it's Kermit.
It's you.
It's got to be out there. I'm looking at it.
One of us
You're
has to
the
have a
imposter.
mole in
Yeah!
Kermit. Ah! All right, guys, here we are.
So
Another week of rambling and nonsensicalness where we will be awarded no reviews, no points, but you might get a Jesus dollar if you're nice. So let's go ahead and jump in to what's new news. And as is occasionally tradition, I'm going to start with the updates because I'm the, MC host and I can do what I want because I'm an adult. Guess
What does
what?
MC stand for?
Master of Ceremonies.
I never knew that.
Mm.
I learn something every week.
I thought
All right.
that dogs laid eggs, and I learned something.
What came first, the dog or the egg?
Told you. Incoherent
Yeah,
ramblings.
so far, we have rambled about absolutely nothing.
You are now dumber for hearing this.
We have not let anybody down.
It's honestly, it's eggs because dogs are mammals and they came later than reptiles.
My head hurts.
Science.
I'm tired. Ronnie, guess what?
What?
Guess.
You're growing grass in your front yard?
I wish. If only. My dog pees on it and kills every last bit of it. It's awful.
Better outside than inside.
That's what I always say. That's
Is
right.
it?
So there's
No,
like
I've never said that.
so there's like
Never
crop
said
circle
that.
designs in your grass right now.
Yeah. She writes
Okay.
us little messages. I'm hungry. Feed me.
And you're mad?
That kind of stuff.
Man, that's insane.
I mean, I'm not mad.
It's a
I'm mad at
superpower.
the kids. It's, yeah. Actually, I need to take that skill on the road, right? You think you can make money off that? Like, hey, my dog can pee sentences. How much will you pay me to see that?
Sounds like a circus.
That does. It sounds like the
Yeah.
new Barnum and Bailey circus.
If
Real
somebody
question
can,
is, how much would somebody pay for that?
Yeah.
$2 maybe?
$5.
You think $5 seems high?
If somebody can
If
sell,
someone said to me, "Hey, you want to see my dog pee sentences?" I'd be like, "Yeah." $5? Sure. $10? Yeah.
$15
Good to
go
know.
away.
I'd be
Go
like,
away.
good for your dog.
Nah. Put it on YouTube. I'll watch it later.
That's true. Watch it for free. Speaking of my dog, I introduced her to laser pointers this past
Ooh.
week.
Mm.
It was magical. He
This
thinks it's alive.
magic moment.
It was a magic moment. I actually did it twice because it was just Mindy and I, and got the light out. And I mean, she chased that thing like it was a rabbit in a grassy field. Like she wanted to eat it. She wanted to catch it. She put her paw on it. She put her face on it. She could not figure it out. There were sometimes I went up the wall and I was afraid she was going to climb up the wall. So I stopped doing that. And then my kids did it. And both times for a good 10, 15 minutes afterwards, she was looking for it and couldn't find it. And it was fun. It was good times. I don't know if you guys have done that with animals. Are funny with some things. Like have you ever seen cats wearing sweaters? Have you ever, Ronnie? Have you ever put a sweater on your cat? Yeah, and they fall sideways.
They run sideways.
Oh, they run sideways. They can't. Sometimes they fall over sideways, like they can't move. It's really fun. You need to Google it. My friend Tom. He put a sweater on his cat once, and it just like.
You ever see the things with people scaring the goats and they just like turn into a statue and fall?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Is that a real thing?
That's real. Have you seen red pandas when you scare them? Like they stand straight up with their hands in the air. Yeah, they just like.
But they still look so cute doing it.
Oh my gosh, they look adorable. Yeah, we introduced her to the laser pointer, and then I was like, you know what? Let's live dangerously, and we walked her down the street to our bakery. Biggest mistake of the week. You know why? Do you know why it was a mistake to take Rayla to the bakery?
She killed someone?
Well, she could have, but I didn't let her. There are at least half a dozen to a dozen stray dogs. And as soon as they saw a new dog in the neighborhood, like there's this one dog there that looks like a fat, dirty Benji. I'm not kidding. This dog like squatted down like he was hunting Rayla. He's as big as her head. And I'm like, dog, what are you going to do to my dog? You're going to run up and then my dog's going to eat you. This is not a good thing. So I lasted probably 30 seconds in the neighborhood. Like once we got past our gate to our, we're kind of in a gated closed community. Once I got past that and went to the bakery and saw the dogs, like literally half a dozen dogs all looked at Rayla at the same time and started creeping towards her. And the bigger dogs, they started growling. And I was like, Rayla, we need to go. And Rayla's like, I'm going to take him right here, right now. You just line them up. She was ready to go. I was just like, no, this is not a good idea. So I gave Tasha my debit card and I was like, please go get us bread. I got to get Rayla out of here before she messes someone up. So that was fun. And then after that, I had gotten in contact with a trainer since we're going to the U.S. next month, which have I formally announced it on here that we're going to the U.S. in a month?
Maybe. I don't know if there's been a formal announcement, but we have talked
I think there should be a formal announcement. Folks, if you're living in the Ohio, West Virginia, tri-state area, however they call that, I don't remember. I'm going to be in the U.S. from December 15th to January 15th during the holidays. So when you're not opening presents, celebrating the new year, come find me somewhere. I might be at Patrick's house. I might be at my in-law's house. I might be at my parents' house. So you're all invited to come to Ohio or West Virginia and find us.
I'm going to come see you.
Yeah, you are. I'm so excited to see you guys. It's going to be fun. But one of the things
you keep ordering games and they keep coming.
Yeah, well, I've got a sickness. This is what I do every year, or every year. No, I do not do this every year. I do this every 3 years usually. When I know I'm going to the U.S., I stock up because games are a lot cheaper in the U.S. than they are here. Yeah. And so I like my physical media. Now, are there like half a dozen games I bought last time I was in the U.S. that I still haven't played more than 30 minutes? That is correct. And that may or may not play into my New Year's resolution for 2022. So
yeah, we got another game that came in the mail with Sonic Colors. One, it was a Sonic game, and two, it was physical media. And my wife doesn't even skip a beat. She's like, Another game for Lucas came.
She knows.
She already knows.
She knows where's his
Like,
at.
how do you know it wasn't me? Because she's like, you don't buy games. You download them. And I was like, all right, okay.
Yeah. You right.
You pay attention.
Lucas, when you asked me to guess what, was that the dog story or did we lose track of that? Because
no, I moved on from that. I'll loop back to it. I'm still waiting for you to guess. You haven't guessed right yet.
I mean, I only took one guess. I don't even get a hint. Like, I'm just out in the open with it.
All right, we'll loop back
This will
to
take me
it.
the rest of time to guess whatever this
is. I'll make it more specific. Guess who is the MVP of the guessing game in my house?
I'm going to guess it's probably you.
It would have been, but it's not. I couldn't count myself because I knew what was up. And after Patrick gave the challenge to play Guess What with our wives. Yeah, we each have wives. With our significant others.
It's one of our many wives.
One of our many wives. You sound like I'm Mormon or something. Mark's making that. No, don't keep going with that joke.
Abort mission.
And
abort.
we've lost all the Mormons. Okay, bye.
Hey, sorry, Utah. All right, anyways. No, but I played Guess What with James and Tasha. And so the real MVP of my house is Natasha. She guessed not once, not twice, not 12 times, 25 times. She guessed.
Whoa.
Was she laughing at the end of it?
She was laughing.
Hysterical?
She was laughing hysterically. I was like, wow, you found this funnier than even Patrick does. She just kept giggling and making guesses. I mean, she was guessing crazy stuff like you pooped your pants, or like they have my kind of humor. So she's guessing all kinds of potty stuff and little poop jokes and stuff. Yep. Of course, why not? So yeah, she's the real MVP. James guessed about the same amount of times as Mindy, 6 times. And Rayla wouldn't guess at all. She was a total. She tried to pee.
She didn't even guess. Yeah,
she tried to pee a guess, but it didn't make any sense. It was like,
just a period.
Yeah, just dot. It's like, nope, that's not even a guess, Rayla. You're fired. I'm dumber for reading that dot. But yeah, so that's all. That was the guess. What was I talking about before that? Oh yeah, I'll be in the U.S. and I have to get the dog trained by a trainer who's going to watch her.
Mm-hmm.
And he came by the house last week and today, and Rayla barked at him a lot. But by the end of the training, Rayla was licking his hand and kind of cool with him, but then kind of not, because then he walked her on a leash. Yeah, it's baby steps for sure. And she was like, okay, you're cool. And then he put a leash on her and, taught her to, like, I've already taught her to heel and to, corrected her with the choker, like the little chain. And she's all right with me doing it. She was not all right with him. Like she definitely showed some teeth, and he was like, nope. And he was good about it. Definitely a professional. But yeah, so that's gonna be fun. I have 4 weeks to get her kind of stranger broken so that she accepts him, his family, his dogs that he watches, because I don't need her like eating somebody else's dog.
It's like the opposite of what you teach your kids, like to stay away from strangers, but you're trying to teach your dog to go to a stranger.
Like you need to go to the stranger, accept him.
Strangers
get in the big white van.
Yeah, it's been real. But yeah, so that's fun. I don't know if you guys, when you guys all have pets, do you just get people to come to your house and like feed your dogs or cats, or do you just leave them there with food and they take care of themselves? How does it work for you?
She has an auto feeder, and we just fill up her water, and she could just survive without us for a while.
Yeah, Rayla would like bust that thing open and gorge herself if.
We have somebody come check the house though, like just in case, like if the electricity went out or something weird happened, like it shorted out, it like make sure that she's getting fed.
Yeah.
We board our dog. We board Cisco. There's a couple of different places we go to that we're able to take Cisco to this boarding place, and they watch him and feed him and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, for me, early on with Maggie, our dog, we would just take him over to family, but she's getting older and she can't move around as much, so we have people just check in on her, some neighbors and family just check in on her, make sure she goes out a few times a day and things like that. We don't board. We've
I
never
gotcha.
boarded our dog before.
All right. That's good that you can trust him at home. Trust Maggie at home to just hang out and be cool.
Yeah,
He does have like the
she's
best
always,
dog though.
She's
Yeah.
always been pretty cool.
She is
Like
a
she is
sweetie
a good
pie.
dog. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way I could do that with Cisco.
Yeah. There's no way I could do that with Rayla, and there was no way with
Yeah.
our old German Shepherd back in the U.S. She was a sweetie pie, like really nice, and never knew a stranger, never was aggressive for a German Shepherd. It was unreal how not aggressive our dog Hope was back in the day, but she was the most destructive, separation anxiety ridden dog I've ever seen in my life. She ate part of my Bible one Sunday, ironically, and ate a blender cord once and pooped it out the next day. And it kind of
Yikes.
chased her around the yard. She had like a plug hanging out of her behind. It was so
Wow.
funny. And she was like, what is this second tail growing out of me? What is this? And she's just running around the yard trying to escape it. It was pretty funny. But yeah, she was some other thing, like a monster. She was like the Tasmanian devil when we would leave the house. So I'm not making that same mistake with Rayla. She's being boarded. So yeah, so that's part of the fun of prep for coming to the U.S. The last thing on the life front, watch Shang-Chi.
Nice.
It was a fun movie. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
It was some crazy good action, all about family. Represent 2021.
Keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it had some fun surprises that are uncharacteristic, of maybe not, I think kind of uncharacteristic of Marvel movies. Like it went some directions I didn't expect it to. It was kind of cool. And then the ways it connected to the MCU were creative and have me intrigued to find out more. So I'd give it a solid 9 out of 10. It was a fun movie. I liked it a lot.
Nice.
Another fun movie that watched this past week was Red Notice, that Patrick mentioned in a past episode with The Rock and Gal Gadot and Ryan Reynolds, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was also a fun movie, and I'm like, why is this not in the movie theaters?
Right.
Like, what are you doing, Netflix? Like, we were talking about this, Mindy and I. Does Netflix ever release, like, I'm kind of old school, so like, do they release Blu-rays and DVDs and VHS and
No.
that kind of stuff?
No.
I don't think they do, but some of their movies also get released in theaters, either select theaters or for a weekend.
Interesting.
Interesting. It's like,
So Red Notice was one of those movies that was in the theater, select theaters for the weekend, but it also
really?
streamed online. So I don't
That's
know
cool.
how much it would do
I
in the
don't-
movie theater if you have
knows?
Netflix. You know what I mean?
yeah, that would be kind of weird. That's so weird though, to go from, it's originally made for TV almost, and then it goes to the theater afterwards. It's like inverted of the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. The last thing that happened over the past couple weeks is I finally have arrived at my PlayStation destination of 300 platinum trophies.
Woo!
Did it.
Congratulations, brother.
Thank you.
A lot of hard work, a lot of
lot
hard
of-
platinums, I'm sure.
lot of
A
sweat
lot of
and
not hard
tears.
work.
A lot of
I don't know. A lot of help from James.
there might have been some help from James. There might have been some attempts at help from Patrick.
Question.
All team effort.
Question.
Yeah, it was a team effort. Answer.
Has Mindy ever gotten a platinum? You have
That is
all
a-
of these platinums.
that is a
You've
negative.
never given her a chance.
I've never. Hey, now we're working on Angry Birds as platinum,
Oh.
so
Ooh.
that one maybe will be platinum 400. It's still going to take a while. There are a lot of levels, a lot of 3-star levels that are really hard, a lot of levels that we've had to take a break because it gets frustrating and it's put our relationship to the test. Actually, it's not put our relationship to the test. It's put Mindy's love for the game to the test. She's just like, "What? Why are we doing this? This is ridiculous." So we've had to create some space and time between us and the game. So, but I still hope to get the platinum with her. So that's in the works. But yeah, no platinums with Mindy.
Okay.
But with the other kids, I've gotten platinum. So as we already know. But yeah, in the final stretch, I got the Guardians of the Galaxy platinum, and then I tried to get an easy platinum right after that by having Patrick pop the PS5 platinum on his side of things, and it popped every trophy except one. And I was
which one was it?
What?
There's one platinum.
It's the Guardians collectible. Like get all of one Guardians collectibles. Like, because there's different types of collectibles in the game, and one of them is you find these random collectibles, and then when you get back to the ship, you have conversations with the crewmates.
That's right. Yep. With
the members of the team, and all you have to do is get one of every kind. And for whatever reason, that one is bugged. I looked it up later, and you just have to pretty much delete your save and then replay the game to chapter 7, I think. So like a third of the way through the game.
Yeah.
And then about half. And then it'll pop. But I'll do that when I get to PS5 next year sometime, and it'll be a pretty easy plat. I want to play through it again anyways. It's a fun game. But after that, before I got to Platinum 300, I revisited Track. Now you guys remember I told you about Track, right?
The Nintendo Track?
No, this is the PlayStation Track where you sit in the middle and you're running and you have to jump over hurdles. Remember I told you like after like 3 or 4 levels it gets really fast and almost impossible?
Yeah, that's right.
I platinumed it. I platinumed it twice.
Wow.
And I felt like the king of the world. Yeah, because it was about that time when I told you guys about it before. Mark's like, why do you put yourself through this suffering? And this is the reason. I punish myself to overcome. You know how good I felt when I overcame Track? It was magical. James walked upstairs and he's like, you did it? And so here's the secret to how I beat Track. I held the button down to jump, and that's it.
What?
Anticlimactic, though.
So was it, did you just like hover?
No, you don't hover. So what happens is the first few tracks are easy. Like it's slow enough to where you can time it, but you get to like level 4 and it gets so fast that you have to like, I like sometimes my whole body would jump, like trying to press it. I felt like I was a kid again, lifting the controller up in the air to make yourself jump. And I realized that when when level 4, around level 4, when it started, if I held down the jump button, the guy was constantly jumping. Like he would just, as soon as he hit the ground, he would jump again. And the hurdles are moving so fast that if you can get past level 4, you can keep going almost forever. I got to level 10 and I went over 10,000 feet holding down the X button. Like I literally laid my head back and closed my eyes and just let him jump. I did nothing else. And so that's how I did it. I figured it out all by myself. I didn't look up a guide. I was just like, what happens if I just hold this button down? And then it was just like magic. Like he was just jumping, and it was just going under. And I'm like, James, come here. Look at this. And he's like, how are you doing this? It was amazing. I felt like a magician.
Amazing.
Congrats.
Once I did that.
Sounds hard.
Thank you. It was hard until I figured that out. And then it was like, stealing candy from a baby. It was fantastic. Not that I recommend people steal candy from a baby. That's kind of
babies shouldn't have candy anyways.
Yeah, they really shouldn't. It rots their teeth.
Yeah.
But as you can imagine, Platinum 300 was Hades, and
congrats, man.
It was long overdue because I had played over. Now at this point, I've played over 300 hours, 325 hours. I've made 400 attempts and had successfully beaten the game over 200 times. I've beaten with every weapon the game on 32 heat, once on 40 heat, and I've done every weapon under 12 minutes, I think, now speed running. So yeah. And to celebrate that, I played some more Hades. It was great. Good times. So yeah.
Good job. That's pretty good.
Thank you. I'm very excited. Other than that, played A Way Out with Chris the Rock. And,
nice.
And I think we're on the last mission or next to last mission.
Oh.
Ronnie, have you played A Way Out?
I have not.
You need to get a friend because that is a couch co-op game. Like you can sit down on the couch and play that game.
What's the game about?
You're escaping prison.
Nice.
It's like Shawshank Redemption meets Prison Break, the TV show. Like it's really cool.
Solid.
And it's a fun game. It's really funny.
Do I need to buy this game or is it on Game Pass?
Well, actually, if is it on Game Pass? I want to say it's not.
I don't think so.
I think it's not badly priced from what I know.
What was it, $20? Maybe less?
Yeah. It's
I'll check that out.
It's not a bad price, but it's a really fun game. Like you and your couch co-op guys, you will really enjoy playing it. It's got a really fun story. It's only like 7 hours. It's not super long. It's really fun. Sometimes it's really funny. Sometimes it's really like, oh, that escalated quickly. There were definitely a couple times where my kids woke up earlier than planned, and I was still playing with Chris. And I mean, I had the headphones on, so they didn't hear anything. But there was definitely a point where some guy pointed a gun, and I was like, oh, pause, and it fuzzes out the screen. And Tasha's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, don't worry about it. Nothing to see here. Moving on. So, yeah, don't play it around kids, but don't play it around your cats, Ronnie. You don't want to scar them. But yeah, speaking of scarring your cats, Ronnie, what's been going on with your week? Have you scarred your cats lately?
I don't think so.
That's good. That's good.
Not that I can remember. They generally are pretty happy. I only have a couple
hiding from you.
I wish the one inside hid from me all day. That'd be awesome.
Always.
Instead of literally following me around like a shadow.
Give me food.
Either or.
The only things of note that I did this past week is I watched a couple of shows. I finished the final season of The Blacklist with James Spader.
Oh, yeah, the animated one, right?
No, it's not. If you recall, they animated the last episode of, I think, season 8. It's either the last one was season 8 or 9. I can't remember, but the season before the last, they animated the last like final episode because COVID hit like right at that time, and they couldn't all get back together to make it.
Oh, so this is new. This is a newer final season.
This is a new season, yeah.
Oh,
and this season, everybody was back, and a whole basically the final ending of, I think, a 9-season show. And I have mixed feelings about it because, as you know, any show goes on for 9 seasons, like it's a lot of the same kind of thing. And there was a lot of conflict in the last season between main characters. So when you get kind of connected to all the characters and then they're battling each other, it's like this whole like, it just kind of gives you like anxiety about it, right? Like you don't want either side really to win and beat the other side, but
the Game of Thrones kind of.
Yeah, it was
moment.
It was really cool. This show, basically, there was a secret, a whole bunch of secrets that they, through the first like 8 seasons, never told you. Like, I kept thinking like at some point, oh, okay, they're gonna talk about it, they're gonna address it, but they hadn't. And this was the season where they finally came through with like everything that you've been wondering for the whole time. So they did a good job of closing it out like in a good way. And then there was one thing about the season that I did not like. I will not get into it for anybody who hasn't watched it yet. I didn't care for the ending. So
It's always bad when a show doesn't stick the landing.
Yeah, it's not that they did a bad job. It's just that, again, you get really connected to characters, and when something happens to a character, like it's just like, man, like after this whole time, like. So I didn't care for that as much, but I was glad to wrap it up and finally learn like all of the things that you've been wondering for 7 or 8 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So I did finish that. I started a new show, which is not a new show at all. I started watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay.
So I've caught bits and pieces of this like throughout my lifetime. And I've always thought, man, I like that. Like that brand of humor is like that's something I enjoy.
Yeah.
For everybody listening, it's not a brand of humor for children or people that are sensitive to
anything.
Pretty much anything. Yeah. Honestly, I mean, like the main characters, like they're all despicable, like shameless. Like they're all just trying to like swindle the other ones. They're only caring about themselves, but it is like the debauchery they get into is hysterical. So I just started watching that. I think I'm like halfway through the 3rd season. There's like 14 seasons of this show. It's one of those shows like just have on in the background. You can really only watch like maybe like 3 episodes before you need like a break to like cut something else in. It's like
cleanse yourself.
Take a shower.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like one of those shows like Seinfeld or something where it's kind of the same. It's kind of the same thing, just a different, topic every time. So it's not like a ongoing long story that's like kind of playing out. It's just kind of a bunch of randomness. So the shows that I can binge are the ones where I'm like hung up on the story and the characters and things like that. Like Blacklist was a show that I binge watched a ton. Like I had obviously the first 7 or 8 seasons that I could just like run through, but It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is not that. However, I have been having a great time with it. It has me laughing literally all the time.
The Always Sunny has been on for 14 seasons, and it is the longest running scripted comedy ever.
Is it? I actually think they're coming back at the beginning of December.
Huh.
15 for the 15th season. Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting.
It's
longest
like a
live action scripted comedy. Usually the scripted comedies only last like 6 to 10 seasons. Like that's really where it stops.
The best way to describe it, if you've never seen it, is it's like a filthy Seinfeld kind of. Like they talk about all like that, that's a very pretty family friendly show, and this is absolutely not that. Like some of it, I'm surprised they were even on TV, but I am enjoying it. Like I like crude humor. Like I don't, I'm not like sensitive to those things. Like I don't, I don't really think too much into them outside of that stuff. But for example, Marc, not the show for you. This is not the show for you, sir.
10-4. 10-4 on that.
But honestly, that's it. I on the movie or on the TV show side, I have been playing one game kind of a lot, and it's Halo Infinite.
Hey!
Ooh.
And
Nice.
Why are we not playing?
we need to get on the ball here.
Yep.
I've been playing a lot of it. It just really like brings you back, man. Like I think the game is so awesome. Like it's less like I think the past like couple of games, like people were able to come in with these like ridiculous loadouts and stuff like that, and it wasn't really like a fair game.
Yeah.
It was really who put in the most time, who wanted to pay for the money and have all the extra equipment and stuff like that. So it wasn't necessarily a fair game. You could start out and be at a disadvantage immediately. But so far in this, everybody starts out pretty much with the same stuff. Like you can adjust your armor and stuff like that, but like as far as, getting advantages in the game, like you don't really have those.
Yeah.
But it's just straight up. I've been playing like almost exclusively like big team battles.
Nice. Those are the best.
Yeah, there's so many more people. Like, I don't want to do 4-on-4 with a bunch of randoms, because if you get stuck with 3 bad randoms and 4-on-4, like you are going to get annihilated. And even if you're a good player, if you get bad teammates, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough.
I feel like that's like across the board though. Anytime like unless you get like one of those diamond in the rough teams.
Yeah.
Like with Apex, playing with randos most times is a nightmare. They all want to drop hot. They all want to do stupid stuff, and they're just not cooperative as a team at all. And that's pretty much across the board. Randos, I don't understand. Like, do you not understand it's a squad-based game?
Right?
Yeah. It's unbelievable. There was a guy today, I was playing a few games after work, and there was a guy today who's driving this Warthog. Like I ran past, like I'm not getting on this so that this rando can just roll it over in the middle of enemy territory and we can just get killed by 5 guys. Not happening. Like I'm not about that. It usually is like there's no benefit to getting on the Warthog unless you're doing like the zones game or just to get somewhere fast. But anyways, this guy followed me across the map slowly, just right behind me, honking the horn of this thing, trying to get me to get in. And I refused to get in. And I eventually turned and I just lobbed a grenade in his direction. Like, get the heck out of here, dude. Like, I'm not teaming up with you.
Nothing says no like a grenade to the face.
I mean, you want to talk about persistence, though, this guy. The distance he followed me at a slow speed, at my running speed, he's just slowly trolling behind me in the car.
And the fact that nobody else attacked you.
I know. I was like, where's the enemies? Can they just kill this guy? But it is fun. There's the one thing that I don't like about it now, and I think that it's probably going to change when the full game comes out, is you have to go, like when you go into matchmaking, you can't really select the style of game that you want to play.
Yeah.
And I don't love that, because one game that I don't like at all is Capture the Flag.
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan of it. Like it's not. I just want to play big team Slayer. Just 2 teams against each other. I pretty much would like to play that exclusively. I do like the zone control games. Those are kind of fun. where you got to hold the 3 zones to score.
Yeah.
Those are okay, but that goes back to it's just like you versus the other team. You like just slugging it out with them, not trying to pick up this flag or those little power seeds, which are annoying.
Yeah, I'm not a fan at all of the objective based games. I'm not.
Yeah,
that's not my thing. I just love Slayer matches.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm the same way. I've gotten to the point now, which is nice. When I first started playing, like it always sucks because you don't know any of the maps. And now I've gotten to the point where the maps that are on there, I'm like, I mean, there's only 2 or 3 maps when you play, but now that I know them, like you find out where all the guns are, where everything's at, and yeah, it's been awesome. The key to winning, by the way, in Big Team Slayer is to just get the Wasp, and then just kill everybody from the air.
Yep.
Once you figure out how to use the Wasp, like it's impressive. So I think the last game I played tonight, I went 17-5. I got the Wasp twice.
Nice.
It was that's a pretty successful game. But yeah, I'm enjoying that. We definitely need to get together and play that. I think Eric plays. Pat, you play it as well, don't you?
Yeah, I haven't downloaded. I haven't fired it up yet.
I got you.
So
we definitely need to get that together.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all for me. Mark, what have you been up to?
It's been an interesting week. So on the IRL side of things, so we are pretty much in birthday week for my wife, for her 30th birthday, this coming Sunday, and so we went. It was a complete surprise to her.
Also my birthday.
That's true. It is your birthday. Yeah. I have to.
Yeah, we share a birthday.
I'll have to tell her that you guys are birthday pals.
We go through this every year.
If you forget that it's my birthday, as long as you give your wife a good birthday, I will be fine. Don't sweat it.
Sorry, Ronnie. You tell me, and then it just.
Yeah.
But well, happy early birthday, Ronnie. So yeah, this past weekend, we took my wife. It was a surprise to her. We took her to Charlottesville, which is about an hour and 15 minutes from here. It's where UVA is, if you know what that is, University of Virginia. But took her to that area.
Wait, why is it UVA?
Because VA is the abbreviation
Should it be
for Virginia.
UV?
Because this here is Virginia.
Shouldn't it be UV?
It's Virginia.
Ah, okay.
Virginia.
Virginia. Is that okay? All right.
Yep,
I
that's
don't
how
know.
they say it, weirdos.
Yeah, that's right. I go to UV. I go to UV.
Uva. You know what uva is in Portuguese? It's grape. They're the grape people.
I love the University of Grape.
It's my favorite.
But yeah, no. So we took her. We stayed at a bed and breakfast. It was myself and my in-laws, so my mother and father-in-law, and my brother and sister-in-law, and their son, my nephew. We surprised her, taking her. She had no idea where we were going. We stayed at a bed and breakfast. Friday night we went to I think a place I've shared with you before. There's a bunch of them around this area called the Mellow Mushroom, which is a pizza place. Went there right there on what's called the UVA corner. It's just this long sort
Grape
of
corner.
Yes.
Grape corner, whole grape corner. In the summer, they call it raisin corner.
Good night, everybody.
I'll be here all night, making everybody dumber.
But no, it's basically this. It's kind of like the Diagon Alley of UVA.
Oh, sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except a lot less magic, and a lot more.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Boo. Who wants to go there?
Sounds
a lot
scary.
more partying college students, especially on a Friday night.
So not like Diagon Alley.
Yeah, not like that. Not like Diagon Alley at all.
I'm glad we established that.
It's like Diagon Alley, but it's not like Diagon
Oh, I'm with you. Got it.
Uh, but no, so we took her out to dinner, obviously Friday night, and then Saturday we went to an escape room in Charlottesville and did not one but two escape rooms. The first one was an Edgar Allan Poe themed escape room, and the second one, because the Charlottesville area in UVA, if you're not familiar, was founded by Thomas Jefferson. They had a Thomas Jefferson themed escape room, and so we finished both, but we didn't finish them in under an hour.
What was in the escape room to make it like a Thomas Jefferson escape room? Just trying to think of like the first thing that I would really put up in an escape room to make it a Thomas Jefferson room.
Well, there's a lot of correspondence.
You can sign your name to the Declaration of Independence. That
was actually the goal. You have to find the Declaration of Independence. Nicolas Cage would be so
You got to put on some
excited.
bifocals first.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's the Nicolas Cage escape room. It's actually themed after him.
That's awesome.
That would be awesome.
That would be sweet. Get like a little Nicolas Cage jacket when you get there.
But no, so you had all these sorts of puzzles that, like, they had like one of those old school turn dial cipher machine
Rubik's
kind of
cubes?
things. No, not Rubik's cubes. Not those.
The old cipher Rubik's cube.
You get the glasses with the little flip down lenses and everything?
Not the flip down lenses, but we had some Ben Franklin spectacles in there.
Nice.
All right.
That
Nice.
They basically worked with depth perception. You had to stand away from a particular picture, and if you stood far enough away with it wearing the glasses, you could read a message that was in the picture.
So kind of like those 3D pictures, you get real close and then just unfocus your eyes.
Oh, I love those. Those
Basically.
are my favorite.
Those are
yeah.
awesome.
And
I
it
always
turned
liked
out to be.
How in the world those work? I'll never
I haven't
know.
seen one of those in like 10 years.
I love hanging out with people that can't see it and just making fun of them. They're
Like, oh yeah, I see it. What are you talking
about?
about? Yeah, it's right there.
What is it? That's a whole spaceship. There's a whole battle scenes.
Giraffe wearing a hat right there.
Yep, right there.
See, I love escape rooms because, like, especially the ones I've been to, where they have like a secret thing you have to figure out, and it opens a secret door to an entirely different room, and there's like more puzzles.
You're like, there's another room.
Yes.
What?
It's like a Zelda game to me. It's like puzzles where you find like a secret room and things like that, and you have to do all these different puzzles, and that's why I love those escape rooms.
Do you get the Zelda theme as soon as you do something? Like,
In my mind.
What is
In
that
my-
noise? What does that sound?
In my mind, we do. Like when the door, like both of them had a secret door to another room, and that sound was in my head, and no one else's.
Oh, you didn't say it out loud? That would have made it more fun.
You're over
Kristen
there
might,
chuckling.
Kristen
yourself,
would have
like,
understood, but the rest of them.
But your
would
uncle
not.
and your cousin, they would have been like, what's he talking about? Why is he making weird noises over there?
Do we need to take him home or something?
Yeah.
But no, it was a lot of fun doing both of those. It was great doing that with the family. We went to this really nice brunch type place in the morning, which was super, super fancy. A lot of great food. And it was just a good time. It was a good time hanging out, and Kristen was surprised and very happy. But there's
quick
more.
question.
Oh, go ahead.
Wait, before you, I have a very important question.
Okay.
When you do brunch, have you already done breakfast? Or is brunch really, we slept in, so we missed the breakfast window and we are eating brunch? I think Ronnie's talking, but I didn't hear him.
Yeah, that's true. I was muted. I said I think it's a late breakfast, really.
Yeah, usually it's the in between of breakfast and lunch.
There's
Usually,
no way if I have breakfast I could have brunch.
Why?
It's like unless it's I
Long
don't
John
eat
Silver's.
There's no way. There's
He'd
no
be
way.
dead by dinner.
Well, according to The Simpsons, it's not quite breakfast. It's not quite lunch, but it's nice, and it comes with a side of cantaloupe.
That's true. I do always associate cantaloupe with brunch or fruit.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
I think French
And
toast,
mimosas.
bacon, and that's it.
Yeah.
Just bacon. What are you doing with that bacon? I'm having brunch.
Bacon
Good.
pancakes, making bacon pancakes.
That's something I don't think I've ever.
It's brunch where I am.
That's something I don't think I've ever said on this show, but I do not like French toast.
Oh, that's sad.
Oh,
All right.
I've tried and I just am not. I don't
Wait.
like really like sweet dessert, like so much syrup and stuff. Like
Sweet
I actually
dessert?
not a
Okay,
fan.
hold on a second.
I'm actually not a big dessert guy. Like I don't really like desserts.
So when you say you don't like French toast, is this French toast that's pre-made or homemade French toast? Because there's a huge difference.
Both.
All right.
Like the French toast at Bob
Pre-made.
Evans. Let's put it that way. Like I don't love it that much.
I don't
I'll
like
never get it.
I don't like the pre-made stuff.
Oh no,
I like
pre-made's
Bob
hot
Evans
trash.
pre-made.
Yeah, see, like a homemade, just like
Like homemade. Like people are just like making the bread.
making the French toast yourself.
I don't know if I've ever had that.
Ooh,
I don't like
I
the
don't know
way
if
I make
I know
French
a person
toast.
in my
I
life that would
stink at
make
it.
their own French toast.
yeah,
I make my own French toast.
yeah.
And now apparently I
I'm
do
no
because
good
you
at
do
it.
it.
Tell you
Is
what,
it just
back in high
pancake
school-
batter and a thing?
No,
Yes,
it's not.
no cake batter. No. So
Same
what
thing,
you
I
do, you take a loaf of bread,
Just fill it up
you,
and
you
make
set
it whatever.
it on the counter. All right, and then in like a little dish, you scramble up some eggs, and then
Well,
what
no,
you
no,
do
no.
is
Don't confuse people. You don't scramble the eggs. You mix the eggs.
oh, okay,
like,
whatever. I'm not
uncooked. You
cooking them
scramble
yet.
the
I'm
eggs,
not
you're
cooking them
cooking
yet.
it.
Too late, I'm already
Sorry.
confused.
Sorry, whisking the eggs. You whisk the
Whiskey.
eggs.
You put whiskey in
Whisk
the
'em.
eggs. What kind of
Yeah,
breakfast is
that's
this?
why I like
You
my
lush.
French toast.
That's how you get a good nap in the afternoon.
Whiskey
right there.
toast.
I think you're onto something.
Yeah, I think we did stumble upon something.
But yeah, so you do that. You add some vanilla extract and
Yeah, you
cinnamon
gotta
if you
have
want some
vanilla.
cinnamon.
You gotta have
Um,
cinnamon.
And then what you do is you dip the bread in there, and then you put it on the skillet and cook it, and you're done.
Ta-da.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it's very
I
easy.
can see why people would flock towards it. It's just not. It's just not for me.
Not
I
your
don't really
thing.
like pancakes that much either. Not that the two are the
Well,
same.
you know, yeah,
Ronnie,
yeah.
Ronnie.
I think this is a topic for a different day.
Just give me, like-
intervention.
Just
time.
give me a
Yeah,
brunch that
we
has
need
like.
intervention.
We're gonna make you homemade pancakes and homemade French toast.
Give me
We're
like
gonna
some
make you
steak
like
and
it.
eggs with bacon and extra bacon, and like a little bit of bacon on the side.
And yeah,
And
like
you
that.
can drink bacon as
I mean,
well.
I'm good with that too.
yeah, it's
I'm
pretty
good with that too.
I'd rather
Yeah.
have that than French toast. I'll tell you that right now.
I mean, why can't you have both?
That's a lot.
I don't think
Yeah,
you
I
understood. I,
mean-
want all
Wouldn't make it
the
out of
bacon you have.
Tell you what, Mark. I just thought
Tell you
about
what,
it.
man.
I need to take you when you come visit me in West Virginia. We need to go to a restaurant called the Pokey Dot, and they have this breakfast called the He-Man breakfast. And they literally just now, before I say all of this, you're gonna get grossed out. But
The He-Man breakfast.
the tray of food is on a garbage can lid, but the garbage can lid is clean.
That's
and
good.
They've
That's
covered
real
it in
good.
paper, lots of paper, so it's not like, Oscar the Grouch, Sesame Street
It would be
made.
way better if it's the crinkled up old lid can.
Ta-da!
Yeah, we just found this out back. But they literally have like everything on it, like French toast, pancakes, scrambled egg, hash browns, you name it, it's on there. Bacon,
That's how
sausage.
you die.
I mean, I did it, and then I had a bowl of ice cream afterwards. It was awesome. So
Sad
I
thing is, I
recommend it.
can't eat any of that.
Oh, that's right. I shouldn't have told you that. Sorry,
Yeah.
I take it back.
It
We're not
sounds
going
amazing though.
there. It is amazing. Magical.
So yeah. So it was a good weekend. We had a lot of fun,
Good.
and
Lots of escaping.
yeah.
Were you
Oh
successful?
yeah, it was still
two for two.
Mark's go.
yeah. Remember that time I was giving my update? No, it's all good. Conversation is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty much it for me on the IRL side of things. Looking forward to Thanksgiving with the fam this week, and having some nice time off, nice R&R. But on the gaming side of things, man, it has been all Pokemon for me. Like, obviously we're doing Pokemonth right now, and unfortunately I couldn't do Pokemonth this weekend because the game that I planned on playing did not arrive from GameFly until today. So thankfully, we'll be streaming tomorrow night at 10 p.m. We'll be playing the newest Pokemon game, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. But a couple weeks ago, I played Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, which is basically a updated version of the original Red and Blue for Switch, and they added some Pokemon Go mechanics to it. And I played that, and I'm like, I'm gonna keep going with this. And so that's pretty much all I've been playing. Has been
all right.
Let's Go Pikachu.
Did you catch them all yet?
Nope. Working on it. Don't think I'm gonna do it because there's 2 different games, and you got to do all that, game swapping, Pokemon collecting that way.
Dirty. They make you buy both games to catch them all.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's been the hook.
That's good biz.
They do it every release. But no, I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's nice revisiting all those locations and storylines that were in the original Red and Blue, but they do some nice little twists to add some new life to it. But I'm having a lot of fun with it for sure. And played some Apex as well, obviously. But yeah, mostly what I've been playing is Let's Go Pikachu, basically. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. So Lucas, no wait, you win already.
Sure.
Sorry.
All right.
Again.
So guys, let me tell you again.
Sorry, I forgot who's gone. So Ronnie's gone. Ronnie's gone. Lucas is gone. So Patrick.
Yes.
How was your week?
Good. Yeah. This past week has been pretty chill. There's been on the life front, there's been really nothing going on. I do want to give an update. So last week in our recording, the lost recording, I had told a story about I was watching Tim Pollen, and he was streaming for Stack Up, which is a active duty veteran about mental health and raising money via like games and things like that. So he was streaming for Stack Up, and his goal was like $580 or something like that. And I think at that point he was around $400 or something like that. And so and he was playing Forza, and I was just laying there and just watching him play with a couple guys. And I felt the need to donate. So I got on the donation website, and I put in what's that?
You thought you were playing Texas Hold'em. You were like all in.
You gotta know.
You're getting ahead of yourself here. All right. So
spoilers.
I donated $25. And I hit submit, and it says, "Congratulations, thank you for donating $2,500."
Yeah.
I was like, oh no.
Oopsies.
So what happened was when I put in 25.00, it did not take my point. So it went 2500, $2,500. And I was like, I just like started freaking out. And so I messaged Tim on the chat before he had a chance to see that I had donated, because he has things set up. So whenever someone donates, he gets a notification. His goal graphic on his stream says someone donated and who it was and how much it was for, things like that. And so I put a message. I was like, I think I messed up my donation. And he didn't see my message. He saw the alert of $2,500. And he's like, "Pat, what did you do?" So, and I was like, that is not what I wanted. So I had messaged Stack Up on Twitter, email, and went to their website just so they saw that I was like, this is not.
Called them. You drove to their office.
This
you
is
knocked
not
on their door.
Hey guys,
I want my money.
And it was I assumed it was going to be fine. So I sent that message on, and apparently that night at like 1:32 in the morning, someone from Stack Up had gone into his stream. I don't know if it was because of what I had said or if it was because they were just in there to, support him as he's supporting Stack Up. And they fixed it. They fixed it at that time. They sent me a message that it's that my over donation has been refunded, and that money that happened like last Sunday or Saturday, something like that, last weekend. And the money came back into my account today, so it did work. I did get my money back, but oh my goodness. Like I was like, I got to move some funds around because there's not that much money in my checking account.
I mean, $2,500. That's
I was like, all right, well, just take it from savings, put it over there, wait for the money to come back, and then put it back in savings. But yeah, that was just like I knew it was okay, but my hands were like I had like 3 cups of coffee right back to back. Yeah, that was pretty much the only interesting thing that happened this past week in the live front. On the TV and movie front. So Ronnie, I think you'll appreciate this. Is a few weeks ago, Mel came to me and she's like, "Hey, so I've never watched Seinfeld before," and I was like, "Don't you dare play around right now." And she's like, "I kind of want to start it," and I was like, "All right, drop whatever you're doing, and we're starting it right now." Oh, so boy. We started that, and the first season was only like 5 episodes. So we got through the first season. It was a rough first 5 episodes.
Season sucks.
Oh my goodness. It was so bad.
I can't believe they got a second one.
So we watched the second season, and now we're like halfway through the third season. And it is starting to get funnier because Newman hasn't showed up yet. Kramer just started opening the door and sliding in. So it's been like 2.5 seasons before he started to do that. And George is starting to come out of his shell. Elaine's starting to come out of their shell. And George, like his voice is starting to get higher as he does his jokes and things like that. Mm-hmm. So it is fun. I have not rewatched Seinfeld ever. Like I watched it when it came on, and whenever it was on, like Star 64, one of those syndicated shows, channels, I would just watch it because the shows, they don't connect in any way, so you can watch any one at any time. So I've never watched it all the way through. My wife and I, we watched Friends all the way through multiple times. That's our show. But now we're watching Seinfeld, which is fun to actually watch it with someone who's never seen it before.
That is pretty awesome.
Experience it. So it's pretty cool.
It's on Comedy Central now.
Yeah.
So it's actually on all the time. I always end up like watching.
It is everywhere. It's all like Hulu and Netflix and TBS and TNT, A&E, HBO, Disney.
I figure a lot of their shows are looking to fill up like a bunch of their time, and a show like Seinfeld has to be like the jackpot for them. Like, how many episodes can you just play? At any time.
As long as they don't play season 1.
Yeah, honestly, you never see those on TV. Like, you hardly ever see season 1.
Ironically, I also started watching Seinfeld with the missus, and that first season, those first 5 episodes, I think after each episode, Mindy would look at me and be like, "Are we really doing this?" And I'm like, it's got to get better. Come on,
it does get so much better.
It's classic, and we were talking about how far are we into this, and it says season 2, and I'm like, we're already in season 2.
Yeah.
And then saw those as 5 episodes, and season 2 is definitely funnier than season 1.
Yeah, it's like once Kramer gets in and starts like with all of his weird antics and things that's going on, like that. That's when
Kramer is fun. I think Kramer's funny from the beginning. Like he's in first season, he's the only one that made me laugh during the first season. And watching that even today, Mindy and I were talking about it, and I was just like out of nowhere, like, and why do they make it like that? I don't understand. Like I just try to act like I'm Jerry. What is the deal? What is it? Like I can just talk about anything like Jerry Seinfeld because just the way he's talking about it is funny. But I'll probably stick with it. I don't know if Mindy's going to stick with it, but
he's actually the least
kind of humor, but
most interesting one on the show. Jerry Seinfeld.
He really is.
He's like the least interesting one out of all.
Yeah, I'm surprised how much I've liked George. Like at least in the first couple seasons, I'm like, I like George more than I thought I would. Because I mean, I grew up watching it, but not. I want to say I watched a couple dozen shows or a couple dozen episodes growing up. I didn't watch that many out of all the seasons, and
George
I never
has
liked
really
George.
Episodes.
But
we just watched the most recent episode. The beginning, George is talking about his new girlfriend, and and then Mel's like, didn't he break up with 2 other girlfriends in the previous 2 episodes? I'm like, yeah, this show is about nothing. They don't want to give you any background on anything. They just
literally keep breaking up with people.
I know.
For the rest of time.
Hashtag flavor of the week.
So it's been fun getting through the Seinfeld. So we've been looking for a show. A lot of our shows have either concluded or they've been canceled. So we were looking for something, and she was the one that came up with it. So I was like, I will watch this again. I took Claire to go see Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've been looking forward to this movie for a while, and I believe it was supposed to come out last summer, and so they kept delaying it because of COVID, and it finally came out. So there's been a lot of hype for this. I love Ghostbusters. I've watched Ghostbusters with Claire, 1 and 2, several times. We both love it. So when Ghostbusters Afterlife, I was like, I cannot see this without Claire. I don't care about anybody else. I'm going to go see it with Claire. So we went, and it's a PG-13 movie. They say a few cuss words, but most of it's more of like action and scary moments and things like that. Where just like in Ghostbusters 1, where there's like the big huge dogs that are running through the city. Like that kind of scary. Not really for kids, but Claire's always been a little bit more mature and understood that it's just a movie. So we watched it. We had a great time. This movie was hilarious. The pacing was good. There was a lot of fan service in this movie. They did a lot of callbacks. There were a lot of cameos from the originals. It was just really, really good. It felt like it was 30 years later, a continuation of the series, and it was really good. Like, we had an absolutely great time. It was just like Marvel movies, where they had a mid-credit scene and an after-credit scene, which was really cool.
Nice.
I love that they added Paul Rudd to this series.
Paul Rudd,
he's the best, dude.
He wasn't
national treasure.
He wasn't the focal point of the movie. The movie was more focused on the kids, and how they played into it, and them discovering, basically, if you watch the trailers, they discover that they're living in a house or in an area where they find this Ghostbuster stuff. And so it's just really neat just seeing them do all the things that they do with the Ghostbusters franchise in this movie. I would, I don't want to give anything away, because there are some really cool fan service things in this movie that are really cool callbacks, and I don't want to spoil it because it would, kind of ruin the experience. But this is a movie I would see again and again, just like the first 2 Ghostbusters. I would definitely watch this movie. This is a movie that I would just throw on, just because it has all the music. It was just really good.
Were the first 2 in the 80s, or was the second one?
Both
I
were in
believe
the
both
80s.
of them were in the 80s, like
80s.
85 and 88 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, great movie. If I had to rank it, I would say it would be a 10 out of 10. Like, this is
10 out of 10
time.
what?
10 out of 10 Ecto 1s. No.
Whoa.
It's
a lot of Ecto 1s.
It is a solid movie through and through. Like, I don't know if I have anything bad to say about this movie. It was that good. The graphics were amazing. The music was just like a Ghostbusters movie. I mean, you hear like those small little jingles in the score. It was just really awesome.
You'd love to see that too, because you see so many older movies where they do like a continuation or remake, and it's just not good. Like that's so it's refreshing to see like such a like I cherish like the Ghostbusters movies as a kid who grew up in the 90s. Like they were the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, and
So
what
it's cool.
and it's not like it's where it was like the Ghostbusters, the female version, where basically the first two Ghostbusters movies never existed. They kind of
Yeah.
rebooted it. This movie, it was in the same timeline as as Ghostbusters 1 and 2. So they had a lot of stuff to play with. And there was some, like deleted scenes from Ghostbusters 1 and 2 that they incorporated with the into the movie as far as like cameos and callbacks and things like that. So it also, while it was also doing some callbacks, it was also fresh because I mean they're deleted scenes, you know what I mean? So it was really neat how they did all that. 10 out of 10 through and through. I may see this again in the movie theater just me because it was that fun of a movie. So yeah, I was on the movie front. On the gaming front, still playing Apex Legends. There was a moment where it's I usually play with Justin and Cody, which is one of his friends. And we were playing on the new map, and the new map is like in like the sky, or some of it's like up like in levels above in the sky, and you can fall off the map. So, and if you're not looking, you can fall off the map and you'll die. So we're looting up, trying to get a good gear, getting ready for a fight, and all of a sudden I hear Cody say, "I don't want to talk about it." And so Justin are like, "What do you mean you don't want to talk about it?" And then all of a sudden we hear the ding where you hear someone die, and you look up in the top right hand corner and it says his screen name has fallen to his death. So he's like, immediately he's like, "I don't want to talk about it." So I just started to say, "I don't want to talk about it" immediately when something bad's about to happen. But oh my gosh, I laughed. So we laughed so hard because he was like, what don't you want to talk about? Is there something you don't want to talk about? So
Let's talk right now.
yeah, that was a good time. I like you, Lucas, I got the Guardians of the Galaxy Platinum today.
Yeah. Nice.
I had the last trophy I had was getting all the outfits. I had to play through some of the chapters over and over because there were some like compendiums I needed to get to on my way to getting the outfits. So finally got that. That was good. And just like James, I deleted it immediately after because I bought a couple new games this past week for Black Friday.
Gotta make space.
Yep, I had to make space. I bought Deathloop and I bought Resident Evil Village, and they were both $30 on PSN. So I got that, and those are coming up. Besides that, playing the heck out of Forza 5. I probably already put in like 50, 60 hours into that game. That game is just so fun.
What's that, like 5 races? 5 50-lap races?
Oh, I did a couple of those. I did the rubber band trick and let the game do its own thing. And I got a whole bunch of money to where I can now play the game and not have to worry about money. I could just buy things and move around and
I'm definitely
go
gonna
wherever.
do that if I play the game.
It's weird because there's fast travel in Forza 5, but it costs money to fast travel.
Silly.
And it starts off as 10,000 credits. And then there are like 50 boards, just like cardboard boards, and they have like fast travel signs on them. If you hit them, it reduces. Go ahead.
Does the game accept Jesus dollars? Because I have some saved up. If I can cash that in, Jesus won't mind. He's
unfortunately
he's
the currency
generous.
of Jesus dollars does not translate into this.
All right,
so I'm sorry.
Right,
but there's these cardboard boards. As you wreck into them, it reduces the cost of the fast travel. So I think right now the fast travel for me is like $4,800. But when I have $16 million sitting in the bank, it really doesn't break the bank for me. So
for sure.
Yeah, but still having a ton of fun. I am part of the Married to the Games club. So there's clubs for Forza 5. And we have like 8 members on the club. And right now we're ranked like around 5,000, out of 119,000 clubs.
That's pretty good.
So yes, we're in the top 5% of the club.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby. But having a great time with that.
Nice,
Really?
nice.
Really, other than that, nothing else has happened.
Cool.
Cool.
Do we even have anything else to talk about?
Do we transition to nothing?
We can transition to the topic. Nothing. That's right, folks.
Is it about Seinfeld?
We're talking about nothing. It's fantastic. You're about to enjoy the ride.
We should
actually,
100% have a Halo night, by the way, fellas.
Yeah, man. I'm
Let's
in.
get in on that.
This year,
What
this
night?
year,
I'm ready.
you guys do it. Next year, I'm in.
Yes. Next year, I'll have a new Xbox and a new PlayStation.
There you go.
Mhm.
Good luck.
Yeah, baby. Good luck. Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about the top 10 ways to earn Jesus dollars. These are guaranteed.
10 ways.
Biblical.
Is this
10
a
ways.
guessing game also?
Yeah. So guess the first way you can earn Jesus dollars.
A compliment.
That is correct.
How many Jesus dollars does that get?
I don't know. It depends on your compliment.
What if I say you have I like your haircut?
We'll give you
You'll give me them? So are you the person
Jesus
who
dollars. Well,
Here-
I'm the representative.
Are
What's
there
the
any other
actual
local
monetary
representatives?
value of a Jesus dollar?
Well, you can't find
Like
out
a
till you get to
shroot buck?
heaven. Yeah, you can't find out till you get to heaven. So it's a mystery until then. It's something you got to wait on.
All right,
Till
so
you're
we're
dead.
just
So you just don't know?
Nope.
this is blind faith here. This is blind
It
faith.
is.
in
That's
you
what it's
and
all
your
about.
Jesus dollars.
That's what it's all about. That's why it's a Jesus dollar, because it's all about faith.
We're gonna get there. Jesus will be like, "Those aren't even real. He's been giving those out his whole life."
I never told him to say that.
Dude, I have like 80 bajillion of those under my bed. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta look at the Jesus dollars again.
But
Just
I'm gonna
burning
get to
them.
my house, and there's just gonna be stacks of Jesus dollars.
Just don't
I'm
put them in a
like, I
storage
got all
unit,
of
Mark.
them.
Just don't put them in a storage unit,
Yep.
Yeah.
and you'll be all right.
Yeah. Don't sell yet.
Never.
Hold. Don't sell until like year 10,738. Then you sell them, you'll make big bucks. Big
You
bucks.
want to sell your Jesus dollars?
That
Well,
seems
you-
like a
That
take
seems
it
like a
to
bad
house.
idea.
You sell them for more Jesus dollars.
nice. Everybody's trading them like Pokemon cards.
Gotta
Exactly.
catch them all.
What? My Jesus is he's multiplying fishes and loaves. What's your Jesus doing? He's healing people.
Check out this
What?
holofoil
That's
Jesus
rare.
dollar
I got the healer card.
You got the baby Jesus on your dollar?
What?
That's
I've not
rare.
seen that one. I've not seen that one in 1,000 years. That's crazy.
Hey.
I got the Jesus on the white horse with the swords and the flames.
That's an epic. That's a
That's an
legendary
epic,
pack.
the legendary. It's got it has the glossy front.
Yeah, it's
And
got to
like
be
you
a
move it side to
holofoil.
side. You move it side to side, and he like swings the sword.
those are some pretty sweet dollars.
Yeah, I know, right? They're pretty sweet.
Jesus dollars
Pretty
with
sweet.
karate chop action.
That's right.
Comes with Jesus action figure.
Press a little button on the back, and he puts his thumb up and winks at you.
He's got like a 50 caliber machine gun on his
Oh
back.
gosh, is it Bunny
no.
Christ? Oh my gosh.
What
I
happened?
mean,
I'm gonna step away from this topic now before
What
before
is
I
it?
get smited.
Are we treading? Smite
smite
me, almighty
me,
might
almighty smiter. I'm not one for
Or
blasphemy,
smote.
but that
Smote.
one
I don't
made
know
me
what the
laugh.
past tense of smite is. Is it smote?
Smoted.
Smoted?
Smoted?
Yep.
Smeated.
Definitely smoted.
Is it?
No, it's definitely not. I just
I was like, I thought you had me for a second.
Is it
sound
though?
like that, though.
Is
I was
it?
definitely joking. Well, let's use it in a sentence. Yesterday, God smote me. That's probably smote.
That doesn't sound good.
That cannot be right.
Smited? No.
It's smote, right?
I think it's
He
smited.
smit me.
He smit me.
So listen to this. So in Google, I type in Jesus dollars, and the first suggestion that comes up is just Jesus dollars, and the second one, how much was Jesus worth?
Jesus
Like
did not
somebody's
have a
trying to
net
find out
worth.
what the net worth of Jesus is.
I mean, that's blasphemy.
Enough people
right there.
have typed
He's
that in.
priceless.
He's on
Bundle
an
of sticks?
estimated.
Like what?
A bundle of sticks.
At an
It's like-
estimated $3.5 billion.
He's
a
worth
carpenter.
5 goats, 12 doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. And he was apparently born in the 20s.
Yeah, I was like, what was that voice?
Why am I talking like that?
See, yeah, see?
See here, see?
The original manger that Jesus was born in. Up for sale.
Now it sounds like lifestyles of the rich and
That's
famous.
what I'm going for. That's what I'm going for.
Okay,
Nice.
nice
That was
shout
good.
out
That
there.
was good.
My name is Robin Leach.
Lifestyles of the, I don't even know what to call it. 'Cause it's not rich and
Lifestyles.
famous. It's
Lifestyles of Jesus Christ.
Can't tell if you're talking about the person or it's an expletive. The first one will get you Jesus dollars. The second one will get Jesus dollars taken away. So you better be careful.
Oh yeah.
What if you don't have any to start with?
You don't want to be in the negative.
Oh, you better
Be
get
the
to
negative
praying,
Jesus
son.
dollar. That's not good.
Better get to praying.
I better hope nothing happens before you can turn that into the positive.
Yeah, that's true. Like, what is there? I mean, there's a cover charge, right?
I mean, if you get there and you're in the
Get into
negatives,
heaven.
it'd be hard to make
Yeah.
a case.
They're gonna ask you, what's the deal with your salvation? Then they're gonna be like, how much Jesus dollars? Do you
There's
have?
just gonna be a ticket booth. It's gonna be like,
All right. Now that you're in, how much money do you have?
How much do you have?
You want to hear something funny?
Empty your wallet.
Smote is the past tense of smite.
Wow.
I know my smites and smokes.
The past tense, we're going to throw a different vowel in there.
That's right. Smite, smote, smoten. I have smoten, or I have smote.
Mighten.
I just found on Amazon a $7 bill. It's a Jesus dollar.
A $7. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
number of
$7.
completion.
That makes sense,
That makes
yeah.
sense. That makes sense. That
How about
that
it?
checks out. That checks out.
That checks out, baby. Only
Yep.
$6.95. Less than $7.
Ooh.
5-cent profit.
Wow.
Nice.
Free
All
shipping?
I doubt it.
What kind of racket are they running over there?
High cost all the way from heaven.
Jesus is ready to start turning tables over that.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Last thing I wanted to share. Have you guys ever seen a man-eating shark?
Like in real life.
Maybe
Yeah.
in the movies.
That doesn't count.
It doesn't
I've
count.
seen a
Okay.
shark in real life, but I don't know if he ever ate a man. I don't know how you would be sure unless you saw the man get eaten.
That's true. That would be pretty scarring.
That would be rough. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't even like the ocean because of sharks. They freak me out.
I feel the same way. So I can safely say I've never seen a man-eating shark, but I've seen
have-
a girl eating lobster.
Ha!
That joke is brought to you by my son. He told us that the other day, and he said, "Can you share that on the show?" Why not? You know what? He actually shared 3 jokes, and he said they were all his. And I was like, "Are you sure about that?" He's like, "Yeah." I looked it up in Google. Definitely not. And he's like, "No, I heard him on Monday." That little joke.
You know what? I heard a good dad joke today, and I cannot remember what it was now.
Oh, yeah. And I totally forgot in Ghostbusters Afterlife, so many dad jokes in this movie. Like it makes the rest of the movie, like, even if this was not about Ghostbusters, it would have been at least a 7 out of 10 because of the dad jokes.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right, boys and girls, joiners, and all you folks out there who have already stopped listening, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, wait a minute. I found it.
Oh, did you find it?
What?
What is
You
it?
guys ready for this?
All right,
Yeah,
listen.
What did the hungry clock do? What did the hungry clock do?
I feel like
The
I've
hungry
heard
clock went back 4 seconds.
Hey!
Heyo.
this. Nice.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it.
That's a perfect one for Thanksgiving coming up.
Gobble gobble.
Gobble, gobble, my friends. All right. As is tradition, some quick housekeeping where we offer towels, fluff pillows, and offer Andy's candies and tip you off to the GMG news you need to know. The GMG stream team is offering content, of course, Sunday to Saturday. Chris, every early morning except Friday. Mark, every Tuesday and Saturday.
Mainly Saturdays, but in this case, I had to switch it to Tuesday for this week.
Mainly Saturdays and occasionally Tuesdays. And then I'm occasionally whenever I feel like it because I do what I want. Besides that, you can also join us on Twitter and Discord, chat with us, hang out with us. We would love to talk about everything from dad jokes to the latest movies you've seen, to whatever you want to talk about. Seriously, we'll talk about it all. And please, if you do have the time, or if you want to just nab your grandma's phone or somebody's iPad, a stranger, it doesn't matter, whoever. If you can have them rate and review us on Apple Podcast and Podchaser, that would help us reach new joiners. And we would appreciate the stars, exclamation marks, encouraging words. It would be much appreciated. We just, want your voice to be heard.
Beat up your smaller cousins and take their phones.
No doubt. They don't even need
anything.
phones. They're not going
they
to
don't
do
even need
anything about it.
Yes,
They don't know what it's
Thanksgiving
like
coming
to
up.
not
You're gonna have
have
a
a
lot
phone.
of phones in the
yeah,
same
that's
house.
True. Where you're sitting
Battle
around,
Royal.
take a break from. You can still watch football. Still, in the middle of getting seconds or thirds, just grab somebody's phone and rate and review us. We'd appreciate it, because we want your voice to be heard. Speaking of what should be heard, the GMG MAST 100 has gone nowhere in the past few weeks, but we're about to change that and share our latest picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now we're going to play a game of who remembers what their song was.
Well, I think
I wrote mine
mine
down.
I think
Was a
mine
cover.
was.
I think yours was a cover.
It was
I don't-
not.
I don't think was
It's a
it Gloria Gaynor?
It was Gloria
Hey,
Gaynor's
I
I
Will
Will
I will
Survive.
survive. Yes.
That's a nice one.
I do not remember what mine was.
So, for Gloria Gaynor's I Will Survive, which came out in 1978, it basically is on the it's basically the Library of Congress deemed the original recording to be culturally, historically, or artistically significant, and selected it for preservation in the National Recording Registry. So
Whoa.
obviously, it's a big deal.
Pick a good one.
Big time.
Kind of
The
became.
best.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, the best rendition, the best ever of re-singing this is in the movie The Replacements
I agree.
in the jail
100%.
jail scene. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
They also do it at the very end of the movie too, when they win.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Spoilers.
But yeah, big deal, big women's empowerment type song. So, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, who wants to try to remember next?
Ronnie said
don't.
he would go.
Yeah, I don't remember, so I'm gonna need assistance.
Phone a friend.
Ronnie, yours was Rolling Stones' "Play with Fire."
Oh, nice.
Good
Yeah.
pick.
Great pick, Ronnie.
So
Pat yourself on the back for that.
yeah,
one.
go me. So "Play with Fire" is actually credited. The songwriting credit is written by Nanker Felge, which was a pseudonym used.
It's not a real name.
Why would you have that as your pseudonym?
It was used when tracks were composed by the entire band, even though lead singer Mick Jagger and guitarist Keith Richards are the only Rolling Stones to actually appear on the track. So when it was a group effort, they used that pseudonym.
All right.
Yep.
That name's about as ugly as Mick Jagger's dancing.
And a
You
lot of
sounded
his
very
singing.
French.
we probably
And a
just
lot of
lost
his
a listener.
French
There-
toast, my friend.
There's just
Mon ami.
I've said it on the show before. Like I just with a
Yeah, that's
lot
true,
of
you
his
have.
songs, like I cannot stand his voice.
Did
But
you
that's
actually
just-
end up listening to this one?
I think I did.
Okay. It's different. It's really not. It's really not like their other songs. Honestly, it's just kind of a weird. It just has a real '70s hippie vibe to it. I feel like.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like the earlier Stones stuff, like the '60s stuff, when Mick wasn't like super talky in his singing voice.
Yeah.
Like he actually sang for once. And a lot of times he kind of talks like this, and he's like not actually singing a pitch. So, and I know that's a
Careful
bad
there. Careful there.
with a P, pitch.
I still hear many things.
That's on you.
This gutter is just surrounding me for some reason. Sorry about that. I'm getting out of it any moment now.
So, funny enough, your pick, do you remember what your pick was?
I do. It is Well With My Soul
Yeah.
by Horatio Spafford. It's
Talking
my
about-
favorite old church hymn of all time.
Talking about a 180 here.
The antithesis of the Rolling Stones.
So this hymn was written, and for those who didn't know, it was Well With My Soul is a classic hymn. This hymn was written after several traumatic events in Spafford's life. The first two were the death of his 4-year-old son and the Great Chicago Fire of 1871, which ruined him financially. His business interests were further hit by the economic turndown of 1873, at which time he planned to travel to England with his family on the, I'm going to try to say this right, the SS Ville du Havre, to help with D.L. Moody's upcoming evangelistic campaigns. In a late change of plan, he sent the family ahead while he was delayed on business concerning zoning problems while following the Great Chicago Fire. While crossing the Atlantic Ocean, the ship sank rapidly after a collision with a sea vessel, the Loch Earn, and all 4 of Spafford's daughters died. His wife Anna survived and sent him the now famous telegram, "Saved alone." I guess she was the only one that lived. Shortly afterwards, as Spafford traveled to meet his grieving wife, he was inspired to write these words as his ship passed near where his daughters had died. So, all of that intensely difficult crap that he dealt with, and he comes out with, "It is well with my soul."
Yep.
Very, very difficult words to say, for sure.
It's a pretty somber song. It's a very peaceful song. There's of course some very solid, more modern covers of it, but overall the message of it is just very, very powerful. And whatever rendition I heard in the original, singing in the original form, or even like I listened to it the other day by Salt of the Sound, which is a Christian rock band, and they played it with a much more rock style, but it was just as good. It's a solid song.
Absolutely. And then my pick is a classic 90s tune, the Verve's Bittersweet Symphony. Just the moment that string sectional hits. And it's funny that I mentioned that because they actually got sued for using that. Because that is actually a sample from the Andrew Loog Oldham orchestral cover of the Rolling Stones song "The Last Time." So it was a cover of a cover that they stole, or a sample of a sample, I guess. It involved some legal controversy surrounding a plagiarism charge. As a result, Mick Jagger and Keith Richards were added to the songwriting credits, and all royalties from the song went to former Rolling Stones manager Alan Klein. In April 2019, Jagger and Richards ceded or gave up their rights to the song and gave it back to the Verve's main songwriter, Richard Ashcroft.
They probably made enough money. They're like, you can have the rest. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't care about this thing anymore. But yeah. That's it. That's it for me. Finally.
Alrighty then. Pat, Mark, and Ronnie J, along with you, beloved friends, family, and joiners, go get your good morning this week. And may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game.